because for these numbers, you're going to put a lot of effort in doing 50 to 70, $80,000 of rehab for 10 to 20% cash on cash return. I think you could find something that's 10 to 15% cash on cash return, just turnkey. And so you would end up putting less money in, because even in your, your most favorable case scenario, you're leaving about 27 in, and you could put 23 down on a $100,000 property that cash flowed a couple $100 a month. And you're probably in like the 13 to 15% range there. And you don't have to worry about the variability of rehab. Particularly for first burrs, I think it's really helpful if you can do, closer to like the $30,000 range. If you can get under it, great. But the reason I say that is there's just a lot more variables when you go higher, when you're in the, $70,000, $80,000 worth of rehab, because a 10%, mistake, or a 10% mix up or a misevaluation is, $8,000 in one case, and it's, $800 in another, right? So it's a different order of magnitude. Now, for you guys, and with your like your position and where you guys are at, that might not be as big a deal for you. Just getting through it would be more important. But I think you can find much better deals than this. For me, I've talked about this before, but my bottom line on cash return for the Burr model is 60%. And so if I'm going to do anything below 60%, I'm just going to put it into turnkey, because it's the return on my attention that matters. And I can put a lot of time and effort into this deal and spend time managing the contractors and figuring out all those kinks and trying to protect from overages on rehab. Or I could just put 20% down. I could take that money I was going to leave in, put 20% on another property, and then just start analyzing other deals and finding other deals. But all this to say, there are options out there. Part of the reason that I set my bar where I do on my returns is because I'm evaluating, every time I'm evaluating a deal, I'm evaluating also what my opportunity cost is. Because if you're putting your money and you're setting, say $26,000 or $45,000, what you leave in there, and you're making an 11% return on it, or a 19% return, you have the monetary return and then also the return on your attention, like we talked about. The monetary return, you could get with the same amount or less of work, you could find something reasonably in the 60% return or higher for a Burr. Or if you're going to get the 11 to 19% return, you could have much less attention needed for it if you just got it turnkey. So I think in both of those cases, you've got other options that are great. And even this experience, even with your sunk cost, you're way more informed on what you need and what you want to look for in the entire process, and even that market. So I think it's a win. I don't think if you were to back out, I don't think it would be a failure at all. I think it'd be a really good experience for you getting to learn across the entire process.